Final vlog of 2022, wow. We've accomplished something that we didn't know we accomplished, y'all. Cause it's fucking Monday and I'm so glad cause I hate the weekend. But I worked all weekend anyway, so it doesn't matter, so it still felt like a Monday. I normally do 2 venties in a whole day. Now I'm doing it in 2 hours. 2 increments. It's my second venti iced coffee today, so I'm on a whole nother level right now. I started my vlog for a few different reasons. There's personal reasons and then there's business reasons. So, you know, from a business perspective, I started it because there's a lot that we do and there's a lot that I'm involved in. And so I thought maybe we can inspire, maybe we can help, guide, lead people, give tips, give advice. Yeah, like I want to make sure we got our shit together before we bring on a lot of clients.
I agree.
Every single thing you possibly need in life is in a little book. You can buy it in a book. It's crazy. You guys probably have realized life is not easy. Life is hard. There are situations and circumstances that you have already been through at such a young age that are already impacting your life and you don't really know what's gonna happen. And then there's the personal aspect of it, right? So there's a few things I think about personally. A is just having a catalog to be able to go back and reminisce and look at. And then most importantly, I always thought the coolest thing about a vlog or having a vlog or social media is that no matter the time of day or the times that we're in, you know, generations of kids or kids' kids can always go back and really get an in-depth look of the life that previous people lived. And so I want to leave that type of a legacy too, that, you know, the kids can go back and look at and the kids' kids can go back and look at, and hopefully it'll inspire generations, family, businesses, individuals, and share my experience through vlogging.
For the leadership, it's all about my team, my wife. So just great that the whole team here and back home trust me with the vision and believe in the journey. So without them, wouldn't be even close to where we're at. And you know, one thing about our company is our customers come second. So
the team that we built, that is single-handedly probably one of the most impactful things, both personally and business, that happened. It's one of the hardest things to do in a business, but with what all we've gone through and what we're building here, it's been a unique situation from the beginning. And then to see that team still there together and as strong as we are, and the fact that everybody's still in and excited about the new year with this has definitely been the most impactful thing. I think the hardest thing about what we're doing specifically at OneSource is that we're building something. So that can be very challenging when you're talking about people coming on board, because it's not a normal job. And we always try to explain that, and we always try to be upfront about that from the beginning, but it's also one of those things that you don't know until you get into the experience. People that work for the company don't give a shit as much, right? I personally understand that, but I also disagree with it because I know, like, I really truly believe, unless I'm completely fooled, that everybody in here is fucking 100% locked in on this vision, okay? It can be very demanding and it's constantly changing, and we're testing things and we're trying to build something way beyond where we're at right now. And so getting everybody to go through what that requires is a challenge in and of itself, because again, it can be very demanding, it can be very stressful. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to work today, okay, I'm gonna clock out and go home. I definitely had my own personal roller coaster of emotion, a lot of stress, a lot of feeling lost, right? In leadership, there's a lot of things that you're responsible for, a lot of fear every day, not really knowing what's gonna happen today. There was a specific time period too that's kind of what the atmosphere was here. And so it was very stressful. You know, everybody in here stressed. We're all kind of crunching and trying to figure out things. It was a very probably 3-month, 4-month time period that was the atmosphere. If it wasn't for this stressful time period, would we as a company and us as individuals, or me personally, be in the mindset that I'm in? Probably not. But on a positive side, so many things happen. You know, we got to go to Vegas and being a part of the marketing conference and being able to speak. the podcast coming out of everything, the video content coming to life on both the business side and the personal side, getting to speak at the local middle school to hundreds of students. I did this last night, so we're gonna do this on all of them. We just ran out of stuff. I didn't know it was gonna take that long. So the Rose was a spa. It's located in Lake Mary. You've probably seen it on our content. We fully acquired that in February. Jenna and I was able to take that spa and fully rebrand it, make it our own, and have begun the building process of that as well, which has been an amazing experience. Turo was a great opportunity and it's been amazing this year. Funny part is we bought a Tesla to put on Turo, and then we were going to use our other 2 cars to drive, and the Tesla was going to be the moneymaker. But come to find out, we actually ended up putting the other 2 vehicles on Turo, and we basically share the Tesla as a driving car because we love it so much. The biggest positive is I feel like we know exactly who we are, right? We have everything that we need to get to where we want to go, and those are the positives that I took out of this year, which is a lot more than the negative.
We need that. I personally never been super huge into collecting, but ever since I've been hanging around Ryan, I've been like more and more exposed to it.
I've always liked to collect things, right? So I've always collected knickknacks, but this year definitely evolved in my collecting. Disney and Star Wars and comics, and all of that comes from a few different things I think that contributed to that. And one is when I was a kid, right, I always liked to collect things. You know, I grew up very fast. So by 15, I was out on my own, had kids very early, and I was working a lot. So there is that big part of my childhood that I feel like I may have missed out on. So I think there's a lot of that kind of reconnects and going back to my childhood and doing something that I enjoyed to do, which was collecting. In 3 minutes and 46 seconds, Moon Knight from Marvel drops on the NFT Vivi, and I have to go for it. So it's just, man, collecting toys and collecting comics and all of that just fully kind of blossomed and developed out of buying my first NFT on Vivi, and now it's just this whole huge part of my world. I think personally, when you step outside of business and like all the stuff as a human being, I think Ryan McNutt on the inside, I think I had the most fun this year. You know, I kind of reconnected with myself, found myself, ignited some passions, some things that I've never been able to really be a part of, I've never been able to really do in my life. I grew the most, I learned the most, and I found myself the most. 2023 is practically here. We're just days away from it. So what to expect from myself, what to expect from us here, why you should keep coming back, why you should keep connecting with us. A few things. I believe 2023, we are going to open up even more. We're going to be more transparent. We're going to give more value, more resources, and more tools through what we have learned. We're going to step outside of the box a little bit more than we traditionally have and more than other companies do. We're going to experiment a little bit more and broaden our creativity a little bit more. And we want to bring you guys along for that ride so that hopefully you gain some knowledge, you get educated, and more importantly, you get inspired to step out in your own personal life and your own ventures and see that A, you're not alone, but B, if we can teach you a little along the way or even help you avoid certain steps, that's what we want to open up to. And so I believe just opening up more, a little bit more to our world, a little more behind the scenes is definitely going to be a goal of ours. And I hope that you found by now that we are transparent, right? We don't want to just show the good of life or the good of business. We tend to sometimes focus on the negative more because that's the things that others don't show you, and that's what we want to show because there's a connection there. I think it shows you that A, we're never alone in anything we're going through, right? Whether it's a personal mental thing or a business challenge, we're never alone. There's others going through it. And sometimes just simply understanding and connecting with somebody else that shows that you're not alone and that they're going through it, that can be really inspirational and give you direction and somebody that you can latch on to inspire you through whatever your journey is going to be this next coming year. So that's my hope. We can go through 2023 together and we can inspire each other and we can teach each other and we can learn from each other and we can hopefully, find ourselves at the end of 2023 having an amazing recap of that year, just like we did 2022. So don't forget, subscribe. Thank you guys always for checking everything out. Stay connected, stay inspired. Happy New Year and happy holiday.